6 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The foreign minister says Pakistan and Kuwait have agreed to transform bilateral relationship into economic partnership. The State Bank has increased the key interest rate by 150 basis points to 12.25% from tomorrow. The Army Chief and the Chinese ambassador during a meeting in Rawalpindi today discussed matters of mutual interest, including regional security situation. In occupied Kashmir, the civil society associations have urged the United Nations to establish a commission of inquiry to investigate the brutal torture perpetrated by the Indian forces in the territory. The Arabia will host the Islamic Summit of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in Makkah on the 31st of this month to develop a unified stance on the current issues confronting the Muslim Ummah. The Pakistan Cricket Board has announced 3 changes in its squad for the ICC World Cup 2019, beginning from the 30th of this month. And now the news in detail. The Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi says Pakistan and Kuwait have agreed to transform bilateral relationship into economic partnership, and there are bright chances of growth in cooperation for mutual prosperity. In a statement issued after the conclusion of the 2-day official visit to Kuwait, the foreign minister expressed the confidence that issues relating to visa restrictions and overseas Pakistanis will be resolved amicably. He said Kuwait has expressed solidarity with Pakistan over the Kashmir issue and reiterated support to our stance. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said his meetings with the Emir of Kuwait, the foreign minister and the interior minister have been very useful, and both the countries have shown commitment to boost bilateral cooperation at all levels. The foreign minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi called on the Prime Minister Imran Khan in Islamabad today. He briefed the Prime Minister on his meetings with the Kuwaiti leadership held during his 2-day visit to Kuwait. The President Huawei Technologies Middle East region Charles Yang called on the President Dr. Arif Alvi in Islamabad today. They exchanged views on matters of mutual interest during the meeting. The State Bank of Pakistan has increased the key interest rate by 150 basis points to 12.25%. In a statement issued after the meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee in Karachi today, the central bank said the new rate will be in effect from tomorrow. It said the economic growth is expected to be slow in the current financial year, but would rise modestly in the next. The slowdown is mostly due to the lower growth in agriculture and industry. Some gradual recovery in the economic activity is expected on the back of improved market sentiment in the context of the International Monetary Fund supported program, a rebound in the agriculture sector, and government incentives for export-oriented industries. The statement noted that the current account deficit narrowed to $9.6 billion in July-March financial year 2019 as compared to a deficit of $13.6 billion during the same period last year, a fall of 29%. The reduction is mainly driven by import compression and a healthy growth in workers' remittances. The State Bank of Pakistan said the recent movement in the exchange rate reflects the continuing resolution of accumulated imbalances of the past and some role of the supply and demand factors. The central bank will continue to closely monitor the situation and stands ready to take measures as needed to address any unwarranted volatility in the foreign exchange market. The ambassador of China to Pakistan, Yao Xing, called on the Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa at the General Headquarters in Rawalpindi today. During the meeting, matters of mutual interest, including regional security situation, were discussed. The federal government has released 578.8 billion rupees under its public sector development program so far for various ongoing and new social sector uplift projects, according to a data released by the Ministry of Planning, Development and Reforms today. The government has released an amount of 22.9 billion rupees for the federal ministries, whereas 22.91 billion rupees for corporations and 41.6 billion rupees for special areas. The Special Assistant on Information and Broadcasting, Dr. Firdaus Ashikawan, says Prime Minister Imran Khan is waging a struggle to rid the country of hereditary politics. In a tweet today, she said the iftar dinner of the opposition parties yesterday was an event by followers of hereditary politics to transfer powers to the next generation. She said the participants of the gathering vowed afresh to protect the looted money. The Federal Minister for Railways, Sheikh Rashid Ahmed, says the Karachi Circular Railway project will be completed under the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor project. Talking to the media in Karachi today, he said it has been decided that 45-kilometer route of the Karachi Circular Railway will be vacated in 15 days as per the orders of the Supreme Court of Pakistan. This is Radio Pakistan. In occupied Kashmir, the Jammu Kashmir Coalition of Civil Society and the Association of Parents of Disappeared Persons have urged the United Nations to establish a commission of inquiry to investigate the brutal torture perpetrated by the Indian forces in the territory. In their report in Srinagar today, they called upon India to ratify the United Nations Convention against Torture and also allow global rights groups unhindered access to the held valley. The 560-page report focused on the torture perpetrated in Jammu and Kashmir by the Indian forces since 1990. The defense spokesman for the Indian Army's Udhampur-based Northern Command, Navneet, says their army has started providing training and weapons to notorious anti-Muslim elements in the name of village defense committees in the Jammu region. Navneet, while confirming the training and weapons supply to the village defense committee's members, said the Indian Army regularly meets the defense committee members in most remote areas of Jammu Kashmir to harass and keep the local Muslims under constant threat. In India, the famous actor and founder of Makal Nidhi Mayam, Kamal Hassan, has come under strong criticism from the Hindu extremist organizations for his remarks about Mahatma Gandhi's assassin, Nathuram Godse. Kamal Hassan, in one of his speeches during the election campaign, had said Nathuram Godse was Free India's first Hindu extremist. The Madras High Court has granted anticipatory bail to the actor who was booked by the police on charges of promoting enmity on religious grounds. China has urged the United States to stop provocative actions after the U.S. military warships sailed near the disputed Scarborough Shoal claimed by China in the South China Sea. The Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Lu Kang made the comment at a briefing in Beijing today. Saudi Arabia will host the 14th session of the Islamic Summit of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in Makkah on the 31st of this month. According to the Saudi press agency, the summit will be held under the theme Makkah Summit Together for Future to develop a unified stance on current issues and events in the Islamic world. In Ukraine, newly elected President Volodymyr Zelensky has dissolved the parliament, announcing his decision. He said his first task is to achieve a ceasefire in eastern Ukraine. The Ukrainian president said dialogue with Russia could only happen after the return of Ukrainian territory and prisoners of war. And now news about sports. The Pakistan Cricket Board has announced 3 changes in its squad for the ICC World Cup 2019 beginning from the 30th of this month. The announcement was made by the chief selector Inzamamul Haq during a press conference in Lahore today. Hard-hitting bowler, lower order batsman Asif Ali, along with fast bowlers Mohammad Amir and Wahab Riaz, have been included in the squad in place of Fahim Ashraf, Junaid Khan and Abid Ali. Pakistan will start their World Cup campaign with a match against the West Indies on the 31st of this month. whereas Pakistan's final squad for the World Cup includes Sarfaraz Ahmed, captain, Shoaib Malik, Mohammad Hafiz, Fakhr Zaman, Imamul Haq, Babar Azam, Haris Sohail, Shahdab Khan, Imad Wasim, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Mohammad Hasnan, Hassan Ali, Asif Ali, Mohammad Amir, and Wahab Riaz. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and dry weather is likely to prevail in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, rain with dust and thunderstorm is expected at isolated places in Bahawalpur, Multan, Dera Ghazi Khan, Sargodha, Faisalabad, Sahiwal, Dera Ismail Khan, Sakkar, Larkana, Quetta, Kalat, Tube divisions, Kashmir, and its adjoining hilly areas. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.